Arizona. It's a state full of contrasts. Arizona lies in the western United States, grouped in the southwestern and occasionally mountain subregions. It is the 6th largest and the 14th most populous of the 50 states. Despite having the reputation of being a scorching, low-elevation desert filled with cactus and creosote plants, the largest stand of evergreen ponderosa pine trees in the world may be found there, and more than half of the state is at least 4,000 feet, 1,200 meters above sea level. Because of these rare conditions, the state of Arizona has fought desertification for years. As temperatures were rising, more cities were built, which has an exacerbating effect on rising temperatures in the cities. There have been several attempts to prevent the cities from desertification, but how did they do this? And what is the current effect of increasing temperatures in suburban areas? Welcome back to Circle of the Earth, where we explore everything about reforestation, desertification, and greening projects. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. The Grand Canyon and the Painted Desert have become global symbols of the region's ruggedness, but Arizona's ecosystem is so delicate that it is threatened by pollution more than New York City and Los Angeles. It is terrible that we as humans harm the habitats of other species in many circumstances, including the Sonoran Desert, just to make our lives easier. The state of Arizona's population and economy have grown significantly since the 1950s, and as a result, the cities of Phoenix and Tucson have built out sprawling suburban areas that have increased the heat island effect, which is the phenomenon whereby urbanized areas experience hotter temperatures than their distant natural surroundings. An urban heat island can have secondary impacts on local meteorology, such as changing local wind patterns, since things like buildings, roads, and other infrastructure absorb and re-emit the sun's heat more than natural landscapes like woods and water bodies, cloud and fog development, humidity, and rates of rainfall. Research from the University of Arizona showed that during the night, heat emitted from AC systems increased the mean air temperature by more than 1% for some urban locations, which only serves to exacerbate the urban heat island effect by releasing ambient heat into cities and increasing our need to cool down even more. In the past 10 years, Arizona has experienced the fastest growth, especially in the last 2 years, when it has risen exponentially as more people work from home and as young families seek out more affordable housing. As a result, there is a demand for green, leafy neighborhoods that are walkable and have shops and facilities. However, not all of these neighborhoods are sustainable. Unfortunately, these expansive lawns in some of the state's most coveted and well-liked green areas require a lot of watering to keep green in a state that is prone to drought. Since the water needed to keep the grass green all year round is the same water people use to drink, which has been cleaned and filtered in an expensive and resource-intensive manner, this is not sustainable. The amount of water being over-extracted from wells or dammed and diverted from rivers and springs is faster than rainfall can replace them. The urban environment also prevents groundwater from recharging because water quickly runs off paved surfaces instead of being absorbed into the aquifers. These non-native grasses frequently require pesticides and need to be managed with petrol-powered gardening tools, which pollute the watershed around the home. Heat and water shortages lower quality of life and investments in the places that are built by limiting the hours of the day that businesses and the government can safely invite people to participate in the amazing public and private social spaces in Arizona. Heat also stifles the outdoor social life and culture in Arizona. In part, the way they have designed too many car-oriented sites over the years has greatly contributed to hotspots with broad roads, parking lots, little shade, little vegetation, poor quality sidewalks, and minimally built places for pedestrians. Concern over the limited supply of fresh water in the area has been expressed by several local residents. One such Arizona citizen made the decision to take action. In order to create a sustainable landscape for collecting rainwater, Brad Lancaster began by cutting the sidewalks and curbs in his neighborhood in the city of Tucson. He created 2 routes for rainwater into roadside ecosystems planted with native drought-tolerant trees, some of which also provide food. Lancaster acknowledged how our daily lifestyles were extremely wasteful of our most valuable resource, fresh water. Since the tree leaves are left on the ground, these ecosystems also assist in replenishing groundwater. This protects the soil from exposure to the sun and heat while also acting as a filter for water that lands on the topsoil. When topsoil is exposed, water will run off, eroding and eventually desertifying the land. Now, after several decades, Lancaster's green infrastructure innovations are supporting the desert to turn green once more. By changing the law, Brad has managed to make it legal to change the curbs and sidewalks. As a result, variations of his designs, now referred to as sidewalk bio swales, are being installed all over Tucson. Since 2010, the city has required new commercial property developers to irrigate the landscape with 50% water harvesting. In 2012, the city started a rebate program to encourage water harvesting practices. By 2017, Tucson launched a grant for funding stormwater management. In order to completely improve the city's infrastructure and climate, the city now plans to plant 1 million native trees. By designing yards and small ecosystems that are adapted to the desert, we not only help the environment, but also benefit our own health and well-being, and create a path to abundance because these gardens do not require pesticides or heavy maintenance. They keep the water cycle clean and reduce utility costs. This will help Tucson become a green, carbon-neutral city by 2030, and thereby create a healthier environment for future generations. According to Lancaster, if we all work together, we can improve our local water supplies. We need to change our perspective from commodifying water to communifying water. Brad's inventions have changed not only his neighborhood, but have also received backing from the city, demonstrating how each of us is capable of making a difference. Don't you think this is such an inspiration? Let us know in the comments what you think about today's video. If you liked the video, please like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified on every new video from our channel. Thanks for watching.